We are no longer taking no for an answer. 2024 will be our year. I don't know about you guys, but I'm done playing games with my dreams. So if you're finally ready to commit, to grow, and to go all in on your dreams, then stick around, because in today's video, I'm going to break down exactly how we're going to make it happen. Energy is fire. Conversation is right. First things first, plan it out. Plan it all out. Write it all out. How are you going to go after your dreams unless you have an idea of what it is that you're working towards? Every year before I make a plan for the next year, I always like to do some reflection and just to kind of say goodbye to the previous year before. 2023 was rough. There were a lot of ups and a lot of downs. But that doesn't mean that I can't still take time to reflect upon that, see where things happen that maybe they shouldn't have happened, or maybe I just need to take the lessons from them and to let it go. So I like to get a planner, write a few things about the last year, like maybe things that I did accomplish, things that I didn't accomplish that maybe I wanted to, lessons I learned, and things that I'm grateful for throughout all of it. And then after saying goodbye and reflecting on the last year, then it's time to really look ahead to what this year can bring you, what you want this year to bring you. So in the planning, write anything that your heart can dream of, right? All of your goals, even the big ones, even the small ones. Write what your priorities are for the year. Write what you think your purpose is. Write anything that you think can happen and envision for yourself by the time that December 2024 comes around. Take time to plan it out. Don't rush this process. Really sit with it. Sit with the feelings, sit with the emotions, sit with the vision, sit with the energy behind your dreams and get behind them. I took this planner here and just decided to dedicate it to this entire year, because it has like the clasps where you can add new paper as you go. So honestly, moving forward, this will probably just be my planner every year. But I started with doing my reflections for 2023 and then writing down everything. And there's honestly like 5 pages worth in here. And that's totally okay. Write as much as you need. Type as much as you need. I wanted to do this as a personal handwritten journal to start with, because I do most of my journaling and stuff like that on my laptop, but I wanted to do just a handwritten journal for an overview of the year ahead, because it just felt more personable to me. It just felt like I was really able to take my time and sit with each goal that I was setting and each thing that I was writing and just embrace the energy and embrace the process of planning out the year and of allowing my visions to run wild. So plan it out, write it out, envision it out, dream it out, do everything you can to get a glimpse of what the next year, what you want it to be for yourself. After you've planned it out, the second thing to do is to take decisive action. Dale Carnegie, a renowned writer and lecturer around the topics of public speaking, personal growth, and success, once said, "Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy." So now that you have your goals set, it's time to get busy. You set those goals for a reason. Now it's time to follow through on them. And the best way to do this is to get the goals out of your head and make them tangible through actionable steps. One of my favorite ways to do this is with monthly, weekly, and daily reflection. I usually start with monthly because I like to do a once a month reflection and planning. That way that when you go to do your weekly and your daily reflection, you can break it down further into smaller, more obtainable goals. Because if you're just looking at one big goal, it's going to be very overwhelming in your mind. It's going to seem like there's way too much to do. There's no way you can do it. But if you have one big monthly goal, and then you can further break that down into weekly, and then further break that into daily, then you know what you're getting up to do every day. You know how you're going to reach that goal. You know how you're going to get to where it is that you want to be. Your monthly goals are what determine your weekly goals, and your weekly goals are what determine your daily goals. And this is how you can take a large task and break it down into further easy obtainable steps. So after you've done your monthly reflection, then you want to start setting your weekly reflection. I like to do this usually on like a Sunday, but here's the thing. If you can't get to your reflections on exactly a Sunday, and if you need to get to them on a Monday, or even a Tuesday, or even a Wednesday, do it. Give yourself space, give yourself grace. Don't go after your goals to the point where you are so hard on yourself that as soon as something doesn't work out exactly how you planned, that you fall off easily. That's, I feel like, usually what happens to people and why they don't continue to pursue them, because something gets away from them or a hard day comes up and then they don't get to go after what they wanted, and now they're in their head about how they didn't get to do it, and now the next day they don't do it because they're too busy focusing on what didn't happen. Allow what doesn't happen, let it go. Let it go, and then get up the next day and work on it. There are many times where I've done weekly reflections on a Thursday. And you know why I don't care? Because I still have 3 or 4 days left in the week to go after those goals, to reach a couple things, to pick myself back up and keep going forward and keep pursuing that goal, or at least try to knock off one goal before the weekends. That way I'm not going all the way through the entire week with nothing done. Even if you can get one thing done, that's still better than nothing. So your weekly goals, you can reflect on the week before, see what worked for you, what didn't, how you're feeling at the end of the week. Just give yourself time to reflect and then plan for your next week ahead. This is also a good time to break down larger tasks into how you can accomplish it throughout the week. So if you have a big monthly task, okay, well, what can you do on week 1 for that month to make that big monthly task a little bit smaller? And then once you get through that week with that done, okay, where are you at next in accomplishing that goal? I also like to use this space to kind of write a few words of encouragement to myself, because like maybe if the last week didn't go as planned, or I didn't get as much done as I thought, then I can just kind of give myself some words of encouragement. Tell yourself like, hey, you've got this, keep going. You're able to pursue everything you want to pursue. Just because one week didn't work out for you, just because you didn't do exactly what you wanted to last week, doesn't mean this week won't be absolutely great. Hype yourself up before you go into that next week. Give yourself a good boost of energy to continue going after your goals, to continue going after your dreams, to continue working towards things, because yeah, things can feel a little mundane. Certain tasks can feel a little mundane and feel a little like, hey, I'm not really getting anywhere, but remind yourself that you are getting somewhere. Give yourself that encouragement. And once you have your weekly goals set, then set your daily goals. I like to do like a night before kind of like schedule for myself for the next day, time blocking, writing down the things that I do want to get done for the next day, and then the morning of, I actually do another reflection. It only takes me like 10 minutes, to where maybe I'll do like a journal prompt, kind of give myself a good boost of energy for the day ahead, see where I'm at, see how I'm feeling, see what it is that is on my mind, like just kind of like a morning brain dump to clear your head of any overwhelming thoughts or just too much going on in your head, just to make some space. And then set a few different goals. So these can be like business goals, personal goals, life goals. Like under life goals, sometimes I'll just put like get my mail, or order this thing, or create a list for the grocery store. Like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Personal goal can be get my journaling done for the day, go on a 10-minute walk, make sure I eat a healthy meal today. You don't have to overwhelm yourself with these goals. In fact, if you do overwhelm yourself and add too many goals, then your chances of getting them done are not as likely. And with the time blocking, that's not something that you should become so obsessed with to where you don't allow any leniency in your life. Things happen, life happens, things come up. We are humans of emotions. If we're not feeling the best, then we may not be able to put 6 hours straight into this one project. But can you put 2 hours? Can you set aside 2 solid hours and go for it? And then maybe 2 hours after that, can you switch it up and do something a little less draining but still more productive. Like, time blocking is a good way to keep you on track every day, see what your priorities are, but it doesn't mean that it's some rigid schedule that you have to stick to. There are a lot of people that I've spoken with about the concept of time blocking that don't like it simply because they feel like it's too rigid, and that, wow, my life is so scheduled out. You made the schedule. You can adjust the schedule. It's your life. If you need to decide that the last 3 hours that you had set aside for, I don't know, some strenuous project or task, and you're really not feeling up to it, then spend 30 minutes on it, and then spend 2 hours doing what feels good for you. Maybe some self-care, maybe just relaxing, maybe going out with some friends, or cooking yourself a meal instead. And then try to add it into your next day's schedule, your next bit of time blocking for the following day or the day after. Like, you made the schedule, you can change it how you need, you can adjust it how you need, but try to find yourself completing the tasks that feel most important to you on a day-to-day so that you can hit those weekly goals, those monthly goals, those quarterly goals, and then those yearly goals, which is what we're going for, making 2024 our year. And this is how we're going to do it. So now you have your plan, you have your actionable steps. Now what do you need to go with that? You need to change your mindset. You need a healthy mindset to be able to wake up every day and decide that even when things are hard, or even if you're not feeling 100%, that you can still accomplish all of the things that you want to accomplish. You have to start thinking like the version of yourself you want to be. Seriously, you have to put yourself in that person's shoes. You have to think like that person. You have to have the habits of that person. You have to have the energy of that person. You have to be able to look at yourself and say, this is where I want to be, so this is how I need to act now. Just because you're not there yet doesn't mean you don't need to embody the energy of where you want to be, because that's exactly how we get to where we want to be. It's by embodying that energy now as we are. One of my favorite things to do is to have an alter ego, because that way, like, if the current version of you, if like sometimes Zoe, she's feeling like kind of lazy and she doesn't really want to get a task done, and she would rather just sit there and binge watch Game of Thrones, which I've already finished all 8 seasons. We're not going to talk about it because that should have taken me much longer, and now I am so sad without Game of Thrones. But it's fine because I have other things to do. So you know what? Another binge series can happen at some other time when I have like an off day or something like that. Doesn't mean you have to stop doing the things that bring you comfort or that make you feel okay or that give you like a reset of energy. It just means maybe don't do them every single night like I did for like a week straight. To be fair, I was sick, but like I did for a week straight, and I wasn't really pursuing everything the way that I needed to because I was too busy staying up until 4 a.m. just watching Game of Thrones. It was fun though, and I enjoyed it, and that was my reset. And now here I am going after everything that I want to go after with more determination and consistency, and realigning my schedule and realigning my life to go along with my goals to help me achieve my goals. So the alter ego version of you is there to help you embody that greater energy that you want to embody. It's to help you become that person and align your energy to making your life happen, to creating the life of your dreams. Because like I said, sometimes Zoe right now is like, hey, like, let's not get up and get out of bed and stretch or go for a walk or do yoga or drink water. Let's just like lay here like a lump and just enjoy that. Okay, but alter ego me is like, no, this is not how we live. We take our hot girl walks, we drink our lemon water, we do a little yoga, we get ourselves ready in the morning. This is what we do. This is how we do it. We make sure we make our bed. We make sure our skincare is done. We make sure our hair is done. Like, she needs to take charge sometimes, that alter ego version of me. And that's why I like love having this concept. Like, kind of set up your life to work for her, to work for him, to work for they, that other version of you that you're trying to get to, that you're trying to be. And the other methods that help you with, changing your mindset are things like daily journaling. I am a huge writer. I'm a big proponent of journaling, so you will probably hear me mention that a few times. But we have so many thoughts constantly running through our mind. Good ones, bad ones, whatever, the random freaking ones, whatever the case is. And they're constantly going. You have to get out of your head sometimes. Just brain dumps or gratitude dumps or whatever. When you're feeling down, sure, write about it. Express yourself. If you're feeling happy, sure, write about it. Express yourself. And even if writing isn't your biggest thing, if you prefer to draw about it. Draw the emotions behind what you're feeling. Get it out. Get it on paper. Express gratitude every morning. That helps your mindset. That helps you appreciate where you are now. Because we're so busy trying to get to somewhere else that we forget to enjoy right now. Yes, we want to go after our dreams. Yes, we want to see the life happen before us, but that doesn't mean life in front of you isn't beautiful as well. Also, listening to motivational podcasts and motivational speakers. Again, I like to watch action shows and stuff like that. I'm really into that. I'm really into sci-fi fantasy. I enjoy that. But do I always need to watch that? No. Sometimes the messages in there are a little rough and not always for my best interest. So sometimes it might be better to put on a podcast late at night before I go to bed, or to start my morning with a podcast, or when I'm going on a walk to listen to a motivational speaker or motivational podcast. When I'm getting ready for the day, listen to a motivational podcast. These are ways to help your mindset. As it's been said many times before, you are the 5 people that you put your energy around. And if you're not around a lot of people, or if you spend most of your time, you only have one friend, you spend most of your time at work, and those people aren't really on the same wavelength of where it is that you're trying to get to, then you need to outsource and connect to others who are in that energy field, so that you're constantly reprogramming yourself to go there as well, to be at that space, to know that you can be at that space, to feel your unlimited potential. And kind of along with changing your mindset, the fourth thing is to practice presence. I'm going to share one of my favorite quotes with you, and that is, there are only 2 days in the year that nothing can be done. One is called yesterday and the other is called tomorrow. So today is the right day to love, believe, do, and mostly live. I think this is absolutely beautiful because, again, as humans, we're constantly thinking about the future. And it's not that's a bad thing. That's how we grow. That's how we evolve. That's how we expand. That's how we become better. That's how we do better. That's how we go after more. But constantly living in the future and existing in that space takes away from where we are now. Kind of like what I was saying in the change your mindset area, is that always being 10 steps ahead and always living in that space, number one, it tends to create anxiety because you are so worried about being somewhere that you are not yet. So your mind is constantly trying to work out the pieces of what it means to be there, how you're going to be there, how it looks, when is it going to happen, how is it going to happen? And then we take away from the very moment that is right now and the very beauty that is happening right now. Whether that's the sun is shining today, whether that's you just heard one of your favorite songs, whether that's you get to go on a nice drive or took a nice walk, or you have a fur baby that you love and get to share energy with, or friends you get to laugh with. What is the beautiful aspect of right now? Yes, go after your dreams. Yes, plan your future. Yes, go all in on your goals, but also practice presence during it. Because presence is what will allow you to be more grateful for every moment along the way of your journey, and to actually enjoy the journey instead of trying to rush through it and just get to the destination. If we rush so much, if we rush our lives so much and all we want to do is be at the destination, well, guess what? Then the destination is death. So you might want to slow down, because I don't really want to rush to the grave. I mean, It's going to happen one day. Who knows when? Who knows how? I would like to have things accomplished by then, but I don't want to race towards it. Time is our most valuable asset at the end of the day. It's the one thing that we cannot determine how it comes and goes. That's not up to us. We can determine how everything else in our life comes and goes. Friends, family, money, projects, art, creativity. That's up to us, but time is not. So be present, enjoy the process, take time to take a deep breath, be there, know that you're on this beautiful path of going after your dreams, and every day, even the mundane days, even the slower days, even the aggravating days, all create the life that you're going to live and give you the strength to be able to live it, give you the energy, give you the understanding, give you the knowledge, and give you the appreciation for when you do get there. Because if you just rush through it all, then it's going to be hard to look back and say, wow, like, I really appreciated every step of the way. And every phase of our life is going to have its own difficulties. Your dream life is also going to have things that you're going to have to work through, and things are going to come up that you may not enjoy at the moment. So enjoy every moment as much as you can. And the last thing that I want to share about practicing presence is allow yourself space to just be. There is such a thing as pushing yourself too hard to be productive, to where we always feel like we need to do, be, have, go, 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 go. Hustle culture. All about hustle culture. It doesn't mean don't hustle. It doesn't mean don't go after your dreams, but it means know when to slow down, know when it's okay to slow down, and know when you're maybe overexerting yourself in the wrong areas. Because burnout can come from a lot of things, and that's not just working a job. It can come from pushing yourself, thinking that you need to always do, be, and have more, and not just appreciating, again, what you do have, where you are now, and how things are currently aligning for you, and how things have currently aligned for you, or how your body needs to be honored at this moment. Our bodies don't always want to be in like 110% go mode. Now, there are some times, seasons, and phases when it does, and go for it, honor that. And there are some seasons and phases when, like me, you want to lay in bed for a week and binge watch Game of Thrones every night. And you know what? I don't really feel bad. I don't. Should I? I mean, why? Really? Why? I wanted to do that. My body wanted to do that. So I honored it. Allow yourself space to just be when it's time to just be. And then get back into it when it's time to get back into it. And when you've had that ability to rest and reset and go forward again. The fifth tip here on how to make 2024 your year is do things that make you feel good and not just because you feel obligated to. Now, I know this might be a bit of a controversial topic because a lot of people live their life based off of what they feel like they need to do for other people, or what they think other people need from them, or for the approval of other people, whatever reasons they may have. But if you talk to people who genuinely say that they live their life for someone else, they don't really seem like happy people. They're not, if you're not living for yourself, I mean, truly, who are you living for? Again, I understand that's not always simple, because mothers live for their children, and, you know, partners live for each other, and the list goes on. But at the end of the day, like, you need to also live for you and put yourself first, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. There's nothing to give if there's nothing in your cup. You're giving, but it's crumbs of bread and they're stale. Nobody's really getting nourished off that because you don't have the right nourishment to give to someone else. So yes, obviously we need to take care of others, and we need to do things for others, and we need to be there for others and give when the time is right. But you also need to be there for yourself and take care of yourself and do things for yourself and do things that make you feel good and truly happy. You can't go after your goals if your goals are not in alignment with how you really feel in your heart, or are not in alignment with what you really want to see happen. And if you try to go after goals like that, the chances of them aligning for you aren't going to work very well, because there is a misalignment, because you're not truly connected to like what really feels good to you. In a world where we are constantly comparing ourselves every time we pick up our phone, every time we scroll, it's important to remember why you have the goals that you have to begin with. And the chances are is because it's something greater than you. It's because it's for a bigger purpose, a bigger reasoning. And yeah, that may sound like it means that you're doing for something else, for someone else. We're creatures of community. Of course, at the end of the day, we're doing things not solely for ourselves. But does it make you feel good? Does it give you a greater sense of purpose? Does it give you a greater sense of fulfillment? Does it align with you? Does it make you feel happy to be able to go after that goal? Does it make you feel like you're doing what your heart really wants to do? So to make 2024 your year, don't do things because you feel like you need to, but because you really want to. And finally, the last tip that I have, and one that we've all heard a lot, but can never be said enough until you actually listen to it, is don't be afraid to go outside of your comfort zone. Growing is uncomfortable. We all feel this every time we try something new. But what's worse than growing and pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone is staying exactly where you are and not growing at all and not doing anything different and not going after your goals. And here's the thing, your comfort zone will always be there. It will always be comfortable. Laying in bed and watching Game of Thrones or binge watching a TV show will pretty much always be there. So if you need to return to that place of comfort so that you can rest and reset, then do it. There's nothing wrong with that. If I decide tomorrow that I am sheerly exhausted and need a day where I'm just going to spend in bed watching movies or watching shows, then I'm going to do it. But then the next day, get back to it. Get yourself out of your comfort zone. Get yourself doing the thing that makes you uncomfortable that you know will lead to growth. Because even discomfort can become your new comfort. Building homes wasn't comfortable for the first man who did it. But guess what? Here we are all nice and cozy in our comfortable homes now. It wasn't comfortable at first, and now it's something that we all get to enjoy as our own comfort space. So discomfort can 100% lead to comfort, but you have to allow yourself to first embrace the discomfort and embrace the process and embrace what it takes to grow. So don't allow fear to continue keeping you stagnant year after year after year. There's a reason you're watching this video in 2024. It's because that means that previous years you decided or you didn't decide that it was going to be your year. And as I said in the beginning, we are no longer taking no for an answer. We are no longer going to hide away and not become the versions of ourselves that we know we can become. And as cliche as it is, you never know what opportunity awaits you when you get outside of your comfort zone. When you switch up your route, when you do something different, there can be a whole golden door that appears in front of you with the most beautiful opportunity that you would have never, ever gotten to had you not gone in a different direction, explored a different path. One of my mottos this year is to choose love over fear. And that goes along with getting out of your comfort zone, because you're choosing the love you have for yourself, the love you have for life to experience it, and the love that you have for the universe to continue to grow and expand. And again, growth is not comfortable. So choosing love over fear means choosing those things, choosing to face the discomfort so that you can grow, so that you can expand, so that you can, again, become a better version of yourself. I'm going to end this with a quote by John F. Kennedy. There are risks and costs to action, but they are far less than the long-range risks of comfortable inaction. So do you want to stay stuck, or are you ready to go after your dreams? You have the tools, you have the goals, and you have the potential to make anything happen. It's time to say yes to your dreams this minute, this hour, this day, this year. We are at the end, almost at the end, pretty much the end of January 2024. It doesn't mean it's too late. It doesn't mean, wow, you can't do it this year because you didn't start on January 1st and you fell off on your New Year's resolutions. No, fuck a New Year's resolution. The only resolution that you should have is that no matter what happens, no matter if you fall off for a week, no matter if you fall off for a day, no matter if January wasn't everything you wanted it to be, or maybe February is a little hard, the only resolution that you should have is that you're still going to pursue your dreams with consistency, with commitment, and with dedication. That's it. I don't care what else that means. I don't care if you wanted to quit something on the 1st and you started back up on the 14th. Well, try again on the 21st. Well, try again on the 1st of February. Keep going. Keep pushing yourself. Keep going after the things that you want to go after, because this is your life and you deserve to live the most amazing life that you can envision for yourself. So if you made it all the way to the end, I appreciate you so much. I really hope this helped in some way, shape, or form. These are things that I do for myself. I have a planner for 2024. I have my plan written out. I have monthly reflections, weekly reflections, daily reflections. I've been doing this for over a year. Did I take the most decisive action beforehand? Probably not. But here I am now. Not going to regret what happened in the past. I'm going to pick up the pieces from where I am right now and keep going and use these tools as a way to ensure my success. And I think if you use these tools, they will seriously help you ensure your success as well this year. And I do have a freebie for you guys for making it all the way to the end. So if you want a little assistance with your 2024 plan, if you need like a guide, a template on some of the questions that I wrote down, some of the ways to set your goals and break them down into further steps, I do have a Notion template for you guys where you can go through. There's some journal prompts in there, just a couple of areas to where you can set your goals, again, break them down into further actionable steps. And it's a good space to come back to like every few months, every 3 months, a quarterly review, so that you can see how far along you are, how you're doing in your goals, where you need to rework, where you need to improve or implement something new. And yeah, if you would like to check it out, that'll be in the description box below. And again, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in. If this video helped, I would really appreciate if you could like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment about what you felt like you needed to hear, where you feel like you need to work on, and make this year your year. We are no longer taking no for an answer. We're gonna make it happen. So thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.